Just a caution about how we speak about dissociation. Similar to the early podcast where I suggest that parts are not the problem, dissociation is usually not the problem that we think it is in EMDR therapy. Dissociation can be problematic in EMDR therapy when it takes offline one of the core things I'm asking the client to do, but it's usually not the problem. Yes, sometimes dissociative processes can be really scary for clients. Yes, these are things we have to learn to work with. They're often terrifying for therapists, not for reasons of control, but for the illusion of therapist control. If we panic every time dissociation comes up in any of its multitude of forms, we're likely to miss the very important information that the dissociation is actually bringing, including why is it showing up right now? I just want to suggest that parts that bring dissociation know what they're doing. If you endlessly describe them as a problem, what are those parts learning about you and how safe it is to be with you? If they see you panicking when they show up, what gets internalized? My point in this episode is simply to remind you that how we talk about things matters. Often, when a client dissociates in session, they're too into the memory to notice what's happening in the right now nervous system. This makes sense. Remember, we're the ones who just sent them there. Don't blame them for falling into it too deeply. That's not a reason to panic. It's a reason to invite and encourage grounding and present-based noticing. Sometimes dissociation comes as a byproduct of overactivation. Sometimes dissociation isn't coming as a problem, it's coming to protect, like a circuit breaker in your house protects it from burning down. If something is tripping the circuit, maybe look at the thing that's tripping the circuit. Maybe there's strategies to help the content and the memory come into awareness at more digestible rates or intensities. Maybe we become curious about it instead of panicking. Maybe dissociation was the best thing that was going to happen in that session, but I promise information is also happening. Be careful about what you explicitly blame for the client not being prepared to do EMDR therapy right now. It's easy to blame dissociation, but be careful about how you speak about it. Be careful about what you demonize. Once you make something the devil, you'll have the tendency to see it in everything you don't understand. Based on how some EMDR therapists talk, if I were a part or if I were dissociation, I would assume I'm the reason why we can't have nice things. I would assume I'm the reason why we can't heal. Are we replicating and reinforcing schemas of defectiveness by how we talk about dissociation? As a starting point, I encourage you to read Dr. Jamie Marich's Dissociation Made Simple. I'm one of the people they interview who's on the spectrum of dissociative identities. I'm telling you, as an EMDR client, I wouldn't have responded well to an EMDR therapist who was straight phobic of core parts of me. Even now, after I've done so much healing, they've been some of the most remarkable parts of me. Their role in my healing brings me right here, asking you to lean in compassionately. They have stuff to say if you can be present for it.